up now. Listen up.
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime.
That's great.
This is ridiculous.
99.3 The Truth.
You can't handle the truth. Right now.
Ooh.
That was the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
It's time for Max World.
And here we go.
Everybody, let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Call Mac 244-0077 or text 809-0993.
It's showtime, everybody. Showtime.
Exclusively on 99.3 The Truth.
Oh, hey, baby, 3:06 on a Friday. Glad to be here. Glad to be on a Friday. You know, I could do this show 7 days a week. No, I guess I couldn't. You know, I'd get burned out. That's right. It's nice to have 2 days off. But I missed the show on the weekends. I kind of feel like sometimes I ought to just come up at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon and just start talking to you for a while, you know? Just go in and turn on the microphone and just start talking. But
no.
I can't do that?
It's because you miss me on the weekends.
No, I don't. Frank, you are smoking somebody's socks, brother. I don't know about you. All right, it's Friday. Fridays are 15% more fun. Chris Roloff still down in Geekland. Did anybody hear from him? I saw something on Facebook, and that was about it.
Yeah, I saw the Facebook picture. That's it.
Hey, why don't you try to call Chris on his cell phone and see if we can get him on the air for a second so he can tell us how Geekland's going.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, 1 second.
515-244-0077. That's our number. I don't mean to say that so fast. Let me slow it down so you can write it down because I know you want to write it down. Don't ya? 515-244-0077. Those are the numbers you would dial if you want to talk to us with your voice. Now, should you want to just share a thought, but not your voice, you can text it to us at the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. So those are the two numbers. Next hour, Olivia is her name. She is, I think, a senior, maybe a junior at Urbandale High School. And she made a video. Well, she didn't make a video. She got up and started talking in a class about being pro-life. And somebody turned on their video camera, and it went viral. And since she's local and we can do that, we're going to have her on. I have not talked to her. It's been something that we've done by email, the Google. And so I hope she's got a great story to tell. If not, I just want to honor her for being a woman of courage, a person of courage, somebody who is pro-life. It's not easy to be pro-life today. Being pro-life today is kind of like being a Christian. All kinds of names come out. The left doesn't have anything to say, so they just call you bigots and again, woman hater. War on women.
Misogynist.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, which, of course, none of those things are true. They're killing a baby, and they don't even, well, it's funny because I was going to say they don't even recognize it's a baby anymore, but I think in their heart they do. Hey, Bob, tell me, well, either one of you, because you're both better at this than I am. We're born with God's truth in our heart. Everyone is born with God's truth in our heart. The question is, does it come out? That is a question. In other words, when a woman says, that's not a baby inside of me until it's born, they know that's a lie. They know God's truth, which is, that is a creature that I created and put in your womb, and now you're going to give birth to it.
Well, the thing is, they're hearing the opposite. You know, they're hearing that it's just a piece of tissue and it's not a human, and so they're buying into that.
But do they really buy into it? Well, or do they just, is that the narrative that they go over so they can have whatever choice they want in life, including killing a baby?
Well, probably. You know, it's one of those things that's why, you know, Hillary, when she talked about a child, you know, or a baby,
yeah,
they got pretty upset that side because she even mentioned those words that would indicate that it was actually a human being baby.
All right, let's go to the phones where what did we call him? Candy Pants?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, man, how you guys doing?
Good. We just wanted to call and see how you're live on the air. We just wanted to call and see how you were doing down there in Geekland.
I'm having a great time, man. I'm down here in St. Louis, Geekway to the west, and it's a really cool event. There's 1,800 people here playing all kinds of tabletop board games, dice games, card games, fun games, party games, serious games that take 3, 4, 5 hours, all kinds of different games. It's a cool crowd. There's men and women, families. I mean, it's just all kinds of age groups and
how many people? Is there 100? Is there 500?
1,800.
Wow. 1,800? Seriously?
Yeah, 1,800 people.
And how much did they each pay to get into this thing? Maybe this is a gig we should look at up here in Des Moines.
Hey, well, you know what? It's really cool. In fact, I was just in a fundraising event, actually, for an organization. They have a podcast, and they raise funds for giving games to hospitals and children's hospitals and things like that.
Oh, that's
donate
awesome.
Games and stuff. Yeah.
So what's the organization called? Geekland?
It's called Geekway to the West.
Geek, Geek, Geekway, like Gateway, to the West.
Yep, that's right. It's held here in St. Louis, right?
Yeah,
So
therefore the Gateway to the West. Yeah. Now, what game are you currently playing?
I just got done playing a game called Strike, which is a fun dice chucking game.
Did you win?
No, my reigning title was brought to an end. I was 2 victories in a row and then shut down just before you called.
Well, tell me, sir, do you think your opponent cheated in defeating you, or do you surrender this this loss as a fair and square deal?
Well, the truth is, it's a complete luck fest, as you know. I mean, we're just rolling dice and seeing what happens. But
so there's no skill.
Oh no, there's tons of skill. Absolutely, I am a master at rolling dice.
You know you're not. No, you're not.
Who is really, right?
All right, so did you talk to Kate last night?
I sure did. I've talked to the family a couple times now.
Okay, does she miss you?
I think so. They feign like they miss me. They do a good job pretending like they miss me.
I think, yeah. Because Steph called me yesterday, and she tried out a couple different voices on me. Like she said, okay, I'm going to call Chris, and I'm going to sound like this. Oh, Chris, I hope you're having a great time, man. I'm so glad you're down there. And we don't miss you. We don't miss you. Just stay down there. And I said, no, that's probably not a good voice. So then she tried this one. Oh, honey, listen. Have you been gone? I didn't even notice. Hey, whatever you need to do, dude, just come home by the time your paycheck comes out so I can get it in my hand. That's the one I encouraged her to say. So you'd really feel like, you weren't being missed.
Well, the good news is the truth is probably somewhere in between of those two extremes, right?
No, not really.
No?
No, I don't think so. All right, brother, I love you. Have a good time. Please drive safe, okay? That's my biggest concern is just you driving safe.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, man. We'll see you on Monday.
See you, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye. You notice Frank didn't even say hi to him. Frank, just your boss.
Way busy trying to fix this mic.
Your boss was just on the phone, and you got to learn to do a little. What's the word I want?
Multitasking?
No, I was thinking butt kissing.
Oh, okay.
Right, Bob? You've been in the world all the time. Employee, state employee, government employee.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you got to say to the boss, I really like the opportunity of working with you, and I hope you're going to have a great time on this vacation because you know what? You deserve it. And don't worry about this place while you're gone because I won't let you down.
Some people might say that, yes.
You wouldn't?
Well, it depends on the boss.
How about Gene Myers?
Gene Myers. I might.
He was your boss for a while.
Well, not directly, but yeah, overall, yes.
All right, we've got a plane crash that happened here, and it's going to be a name that you are familiar with. And what's interesting about the name is this report comes from TMZ. Now, you guys know who TMZ is.
Yeah, it's that Hollywood
kind
gossip.
of the National Enquirer type of thing.
Right.
Well, the reason it's on TMZ is because one of the people in this plane crash is dating Carol Radziwill. Anybody know that? The Real Housewives of New York City. I don't watch that show.
I don't either.
Frank, you watch that show, don't you?
No, I occasionally see when I'm flipping through surfing Real Housewives from Atlanta, but I don't think I've ever seen the...
All right, Dateline Des Moines, authorities released the names of 2 men who were injured when a small recreational use plane crashed last night south of West Des Moines. David Kenworthy. Does that name ring a bell? Kenworthy? David Kenworthy, 64 of Des Moines, piloted the plane according to a release from the West Des Moines Emergency Medical Services. His son, Adam Kenworthy, 30 of New York, was a passenger. TMZ reported that Adam Kenworthy is the boyfriend of the reality television personality Carol Radziwill, who stars in The Real Housewives of New York City. Okay, I don't watch the show. Jeb, do you watch the show? Do you watch The Real Housewives?
No, I don't.
All right, if you watch the show, tell me that, because I don't understand this. So Adam Kenworthy is a boyfriend to a woman who's on the show The Real Housewives of New York City. Now, if you're a housewife, aren't you married?
You would assume so.
Apparently this is her fling.
Do they do that kind of stuff on TV? I don't watch shows. I don't watch, what do you want to call them? Reality shows. I don't watch reality shows. But are you telling me in this Real Housewives of New York City that this housewife...
Maybe it wasn't known until now.
Unless it's the daughter of the housewife.
No. Adam Kenworthy is the boyfriend of reality TV personality Carol Radziwill, who stars in The Real Housewives of New York City. The elder Kenworthy, well, let's go on. The elder Kenworthy suffered serious injuries, and his son's injuries were moderate, said EMS spokesman Dave Edgar. Radziwill told TMZ that her boyfriend was released from the hospital a few hours after the crash. The bi-wing plane had an open cockpit and crashed about 7:30 p.m. on a hill near Glen Oaks. Well,
I saw that on TV, and it was like a biplane.
Yeah, it's a toy, kind of. I mean, no, it's not a toy, but it's not a...
Project-type plane.
It's not a plane you'd take to, Omaha or something like that, or is it?
Probably not.
It's just zipping around the air.
Right.
Now, do you have to have a pilot's license for something like that?
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
minutes after 3:21. We're most embarrassed about that last segment. I'm sorry you were listening and then we just all of a sudden dropped off. It was my bad. I wasn't watching the time, and so we won't let that happen again. We'll try not to let that happen again. So to finish this story, I don't know, where did we leave off?
We were talking about a plane.
We had a plane crash. David Kenworthy, you recognize that as a popular Des Moines name from a family, 64 years old. He piloted the plane. He is in serious condition right now at a Des Moines hospital. The son, Adam Kenworthy, who is dating television personality Carol Radziwill from the Real Housewives of New York City, has been released. It crashed over there by Glen Oaks. It's not a toy plane. It's a real plane, but it's not a plane you'd fly to Omaha or something like that. I imagine it's just something you get up in the air from the airport and you buzz around and then you bring it back down.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like a crop duster.
Hobby plane?
Well, according to what Bob found on the internet, the husband apparently died in 1999. So
yeah, that's why she's a real house. She's really a real widowed housewife of New York City. Because he died in 99, and so 17 years ago. He is only 30 years old, so obviously she's
cougar.
Well, Frank,
robbing the cradle.
No, so if any woman of maturity, of a mature or age is older than the guy she's dating, she's automatically a cougar?
Listen, I admitted on the station the other day I dated a 70-year-old woman. So I mean, come on, I'm not condemning. I'm just saying the truth of the matter. She's an older woman. He's a younger guy. They call those cougars. And
okay, but there's one thing about the cougar. Was the cougar that you dated an attractive woman?
Yes.
How long did you date her? How many days?
A year.
A year?
Yes.
What happened to that relationship?
Well, she was kind of wanting to start calling me grandpa and husband, and I didn't know if I wanted to be grandpa and husband just yet.
Would you change that now if you could?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't feel sorry for you. All right. Now, the other thing is I want to tell you, Robin Scanlon, Blank Park Zoo large mammal keeper, explains the significance of a black rhinoceros pregnancy. The species is in danger of extinction, and the zoo expects a rhino baby this fall. So, a black rhinoceros. I haven't been to the zoo in a long time. I need to go out there and see that. Rhinoceroses are always gray, right? Like an elephant?
Well, I think the black one's kind of a rare species, right?
Well, it says they're in danger of being extinct. So, yeah, that would tell me that's probably the right thing to do. All right, we are sitting here on the 20th day of May already, the 20th day of May. Can you believe that? It's just flying by. We're getting ready to get into the end of the school year. I loved our guest yesterday, Christine Megason, who talked about May is the new December with just everything so busy right now. Keep yourself busy and kid stuff. And, you know, now they graduate from every single grade and they have the cap and gowns and they have the parties and the medals and it's just crazy. Do we really need to do this?
No.
Why? As a parent, I can tell you this was something I was not guilty of with my kids. We did not have all these, it's Tuesday, let's have a party for our baby. But this is the big deal now, isn't it?
It's ribbons for everyone. Everyone's a winner. No one's a loser. Graduate from everything. First grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade.
Okay, I've got some breaking news. This from the New York Times. The White House is on a lockdown after a shooting nearby that left a man wounded. The White House and the Treasury Department are on lockdown Friday afternoon while the police investigate a shooting near the White House, federal law enforcement officials said. A man was shot and wounded and was taken to the hospital. An official said President Obama was away at the time. That's good. He was playing golf at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. Of course he was. Okay, so anyway, everybody's okay, but there's a lockdown at the White House. All right. Do you enjoy driving around Des Moines, Bob?
Do I enjoy driving around Des Moines?
Yeah. Do you ever you and the missus get in the car and just drive around and see what's going on in the East Village or down on the South Side, or just explore areas of the city that you don't normally?
No.
No? No. I think I can tell you I've probably been on most streets in our entire community, because I love to do that. I got an hour and a half. Let's go drive down some streets we never drive down. Well, now it's going to be easier to get around, because as of this morning, the southeast part of town will get a new roadway. It's pretty incredible, says Joe Gatto, Des Moines City Council. The city of Des Moines will host a ribbon cutting, or it did host a ribbon cutting this afternoon. The event will officially open East Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway between Southeast 15th and Southeast 30th Streets. The area is phase 2 of the Southeast Connector project that improves connectivity for residents and businesses. Gatto was quoted as saying, it opens up so many thousands of acres of opportunities for new job and a tax base for the city of Des Moines. Southeast Connector will transition from the 4-lane roadway at Southeast 15th Street and East Martin Luther King Parkway to a 2-lane roadway connecting to Southeast 30th. Now, Southeast 30th, that would be the fairgrounds. Yeah.
So they eventually want to run that clear out to the bypass.
Okay. They want to run it out to the bypass.
That's why I assume they want to do.
So then we're going to have another shorter bypass to the south side.
Yeah, you've got a bypass connecting Army Post. You got the bypass connects with Fleur Drive. It connects with Southwest.
I got you. Okay, all right. So anyway, the new corridor includes 2 new bridges, improvements to several intersections, improvements to several intersecting streets, new traffic signals, street lights, a shared use trail along the street, and other landscaping enhancements. So I guess that's good. I'll drive out there tomorrow. Estimated cost of the expansion was $40 million. That was after kickback. Or that was before kickbacks, of course. Before people put some money in their pocket. You know how that works on that government stuff. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Do you? I don't.
Watch Rodney Dangerfield's bit in the old movie, Old School,
okay,
going back to school.
So you're going to go to a movie and say, because it happened in the movie, it happens in real life.
Well, listen, Donald Trump can attest to this. Nothing gets done in this world without bribing politicians, greasing skids, paying off the unions, all the permits and everything, all the how it affects the EPA environmental impact studies. It's got to go on with anything you build in this country. Somebody's getting their palms greased.
I will be honest with you.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know how you perceive my businesses outside of radio. A lot of times when you own restaurants and nightclubs, you are perceived to be what's a term? I'm not going to be offended. You're a little scofflaw. Maybe not everything isn't above the board, et cetera, et cetera. Am I wrong on that?
What? That you are that?
No, that I'm not. I think people think that of people who are in restaurants and nightclubs, especially the nightclub part. And I will honestly tell you, I have never been asked for or given any type of money on the side to get anything done. I'm not saying it doesn't exist out there, but I have built 11, 12 different facilities. Well, if you include the radio station properties we built, now you've got 14, 15, 16. And I would think it would be more likely to have to grease a palm, like you said, Frank, in the radio business just because of antennas and satellites.
Have you ever appeared before the Des Moines City Council on behalf of one of your businesses like Larry Smithson does routinely?
Well, please,
See now, Mac, when I
well, hold on, I'm going to tackle Frank. What do you mean? What does he appear? You have to appear before the city council when you get a liquor license.
Yes, well, he, times when, he wants his sidewalk cleared.
No, I don't do any of that. I am not interested in taking any more money off the backs of taxpayers. I do not believe in that. Somebody's out there saying, well, but Mac, that's just free money. They'll give you $6,000 to widen your sidewalk so you don't have to do it. I'm just not, I don't know. I just don't like taking taxpayer money for anything. So I've never been on unemployment, and I've certainly been unemployed. I've never taken a welfare check. I've never asked for a grant. I've never filed for. I never have. I just maybe a lot of people do out there, but I can tell you, in all the things that I've built and all the different opportunities I've had a chance with, I was never asked for. I don't recall being asked for money under the table, and I certainly would have remembered if I had given it.
What if you had a piece of property somewhere that you wanted zoned commercially for commercial business? And you needed to know somebody to get that done. Some politician. Under the table, somebody would be greasing that guy's skids to get that.
Absolutely not.
I'm not saying you, but
That's
I'm saying.
That's a scandal.
It is, but it happens all the time in this country. What do you think Hillary Clinton?
Here we go. We've somehow gone from the city council of Des Moines to Hillary Clinton. What a leap, Frank.
No, but she was Secretary of State. She was scamming all kinds of deals. Bill Clinton was getting speaking engagements that was paying anywhere from $200,000 to $800,000 for less than an hour's speech. Those must have been some mighty good speeches, because even Bernie Sanders says it's astonishing the money they got for those speeches. It's the way the world operates. You want something done, you want something built, you better be paying somebody and greasing the skids to have it done.
Well, I'm not trying to sound holier than that. I'm really not, because I've done a lot of things wrong in my life, and if you want to list them, I'll be glad to tell them on the radio. I have found that's part of having a relationship with Jesus. You have to confess your sins. And if I certainly believe I have to confess my sins to receive forgiveness, I'm not going to lie with Jesus and everybody else listening. I'm just telling you, Frank, I've been involved in a lot of different situations, and I don't ever recall being asked for money, and I know I would remember if I had done it. And your scenario, if I had a piece of land that needed to be zoned, now, if I had a piece of land that needed to be zoned, I'd certainly go before the zoning board, and I would talk to them. If one of them wanted to talk to me personally, or if I knew one of them on that board, I would certainly go forward. I have I'm proud to say I've got a couple friends on the Polk County Board of Supervisors. But I would never leverage that relationship, because then it's not a relationship anymore. Then it's just a business deal. I don't know.
Well, you know how Ankeny's exploding in growth.
Yes.
I knew somebody.
We talked about that yesterday on the radio.
I knew somebody that had 200 acres of land in Ankeny that, the way it set several years ago, was valued at $30 million. And when it got rezoned for commercial use, it was going to double in value to $60 million. So, and that was done by some relative of hers that was a politician that got that rezoned for that money, but it didn't kick in till about a year after the time when I had heard the story.
Okay, now I don't want you to name any names. That piece of land, has it been developed as a commercial property?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so maybe that zoning was correct. Maybe there was no funny stuff under the table. Maybe that piece of land years ago was residential or farm. Now, because of the way the city has grown, it now can be commercial property, and so that was legitimately done above board.
Well, okay.
Jesus help us all if everything that Frank says is true.
And all the property that Neil Smith owned in Altoona.
Okay, all right. A pizza guy has been robbed by a guy with a gun. And what's the advice you've got for your graduates? I'd like to hear yours. 244-0077. I've got some for you. We'll share them in a minute, live.
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Homs.
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rater, it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
3:38, 22 minutes before the top of the hour. Salem Radio Network news at the top, and then we'll be back with a young lady by the name of Olivia. Did you say, Jebediah, that you thought her name was Goodall?
Goodale. Olivia Goodale. That's what I'm assuming it is.
So Goodale.
Goodale is what it looks like.
Like if your dog's name's Dale, you go, good, Dale, good.
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay. And she is, I believe, a junior or a senior at Urbandale High School. And the other day, during a presentation or something, she stood up and gave a rousing speech on pro-life. And I just want to have her on. I don't know if it'll be a 5-minute interview or a 55-minute interview, but I want to find out where that passion comes from, how she learned that. If it's faith-based, is Jesus in her life too? These are the celebrities that I like to bring on the show. If you go on my website and you read what Max World's about, it is not about me. I know you hear me say that on the radio, but go look on the website. I mean it. It's not about me. I'm never the star of this show. I get to facilitate conversations with really cool people. Some of the most interesting people you're ever going to meet. You're going to meet on this program, and they are not, they're not the football team, and they're not the basketball team, and they're heroes. They're stars in their own light. They're just regular people like you and me.
Was there any repercussions because of that?
I don't think, Frank. I don't think so. To be honest with you.
So nobody's thrown a fit so far.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in less than 20 minutes when Olivia joins us. All right, 321-0. Hold on. 244-0077. I was about ready to give you my partner's phone number. I'm sure Pat would enjoy phone calls from everybody. Maybe we should. Oh, no, he hates it when I do that. I used to do that on his birthday. I used to give his phone number out. And then everybody, did you ever do that for me? Did you ever call anybody when I asked people to call? Anyway.
You remember when Donald Trump gave out Lindsey Graham's phone number?
Yes. Yes. Anyway, so graduation is coming up. And one of the things you may choose to do with graduation is to rent a home or buy a home that your kids can rent back. Or maybe you're going to make an investment into a rental property, and a couple, 2, 3 of your daughter or son's friends are going to live with you. No. Don't get scared. I didn't mean live with you. Whew, I know. You can't wait to be empty nesters. And so you need a real estate agent you can trust. Well, use my guy, Seth Walker, 577-3728. Tell him Max sent you. Seth and I are right now looking for a rental property, although I'm getting away from duplexes and we're actually looking at small acreages. And tomorrow, Seth is going to take me to a couple of acreages around central Iowa. And that man is going to, there will not be a question that he can't answer. I mean, as long as I'm reasonable with my questions. You know, what is Frank's mental disability? I don't think he'll be able to answer that one. Oh, well, maybe he could. I don't know. He listens a lot.
Maybe he's a part-time psychiatrist.
He might be. Oh, I don't think it takes I don't think it takes any degree. I think I could have got my PhD from JCPenney and still know about you.
Okay.
But anyway, off the subject, back onto the trail. Seth Walker is a professional real estate agent. He's not my friend. I like him, but he's not my friend. We met for business. We will do business, and we'll probably never do anything but business. Because I want to keep a professional relationship when we're dishing out, the most expensive thing you're ever going to buy, which is your home. And right now, I will tell you, it's a great time to have rental property. Because there are a lot of people in Des Moines, Iowa, in central Iowa, that have the money to make a house payment. What they don't have is the 20% down that is now required by the feds and the mortgage companies since the blow up in 2008. Because the blow up in 2008 happened because of greed. Or you could say it happened because of capitalism. Depends on which side of the fence you're on. Back in 2005, 06, 07, 08, man, you could buy properties for nothing down. In fact, there are some properties you could buy that you could actually get like 110% on the mortgage, and you could get another 10% and then take that money and fix the place up.
And they was encouraging home ownership to people who really couldn't afford the homes to start with.
Right. So whether you call that capitalism or greed or criminal, I don't know.
Criminal.
No, I don't think it is criminal. Did you sign the paper for the house? Did they make you? Did they put a gun to your head and say, "Here, you can't afford this house, but you're going to sign it"?
No, but the politicians and everyone was in on it.
Oh, now we're back to politicians? I thought we were just at mortgage and bankers.
Well, sadly, George Bush, that was part of the thing he was pointing to as the economy wasn't in the doldrums, was home ownership, and those homes were going to people that couldn't afford them.
But whose decision is it whether you can afford a home or not?
The bankers that was...
Okay, so you think it takes a village to raise a child?
No, but the bankers were handing out loans they shouldn't have been handing out.
But hold on. Were they over 18? Could they vote? Were they adults?
What happened to personal responsibility?
That's right. What happened to personal responsibility? What happened to... I want a house. Okay, I can get you a house. I don't know if I can afford a house. Well, that's up to you. I don't know whether you can afford a house or not.
Well, I suppose I'll get called the resident bigot and racist, but a lot of those homes was being prompted to go to minorities that clearly could not afford them, and it was Acorn, it was the politicians, it was Al Sharpton, it was Jesse Jackson, it was George Bush, it was Congress, it was Barney Frank, it was Chris Dodd.
Barney Fife? Did you say Barney Fife?
Frank.
All right.
It was the whole crowd.
Okay, I get it. You live in a world with a tinfoil hat. I get it. So call Seth, 577-3728 if you're looking for a house. He's a good man. I'll put my reputation on him. He's a good man. All right. Speaking of graduation, Finney had a good little article. There are some people down at the Register that I really enjoy their reading. I don't agree with them, but I enjoy Rekha Basu's reading. No, I do. She writes well.
Oh, but do you agree with what she writes?
Not usually, but the other day I did.
So she has good writing technique.
Yes.
Okay.
But the other day I agreed with her.
Okay.
Finney, the new guy who's lost all this weight and has made a public thing about it. I think that's awesome. He's a Des Moines boy. He came out with some of the best PITHs, P-I-T-H-S, or pieces of experience that you should give to graduates. And if you've got one, I want to hear it. So you got a young man or a young lady graduating from high school or college, so they're 18 to 24. They're on the 6-year plan. And they're graduating, and they have come to a point in their life where, wow, it's time now to join not the real world. It's time now to join the business world,
the establishment,
the working world. I'm going to take responsibility for myself and get a paycheck and work hard and provide things for my family, or maybe you want to climb the ladder, whatever it is. And you have a piece of advice for them. What's a piece of advice you'd have for a graduate? Just going to have some fun this afternoon. 515-244-0077. 515-244-0077. Or you can text it to us on the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. All right, Frank.
If you're going to get your degree, get it when you're young. Go to 4-year degree, and don't try that stuff of going to school after you've blew half your life, and try to go to night school and earn things in 2-year degrees, because they got people standing in line with 4-year degrees, and if they got their choice between the two, they will always take the 4-year degrees over the 2-year degrees.
Well, there goes anybody over 30 going back to school to improve themselves after they had a tough start.
And they might take 5-year degrees over 4-year degrees.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right. I might get a 5-year degree. Bob, what's your degree in?
Biology education.
Biology education.
Right, which means I'm a teacher.
Okay, you could teach biology.
Junior high, senior high.
And don't do what they worthlessly done in the 70s and get that worthless business degree. You better just get a degree in something and specialize in it and go into a field that you know needs the help.
A worthless business degree.
They handed those things out like candy in the 1970s.
If you could go back to college, Bob, and get another degree because you really were enthralled by the subject and you wanted to learn about a new profession, and if you got a piece of paper that was just a bonus in the end, what would you study?
Well, actually, my passion is would probably be psychology.
Okay. You can practice on old Frank.
Psychoanalyze me during the break, Bob.
Taking a break, coming back, I'll give you some of the piths, the pieces of advice that Finney put in the paper today. Some of them are really good. And we'll talk about that when we come back. Congratulations to your graduate, too. God love him. Okay, J. Michael McCoy, Max World Live on the 99.3.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live. From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
She listens at work, I take it? Waukee buys land for Second High School, $6.2 million. 10 minutes before 4 o'clock, 3:50 on the 20th day of May in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy, so let's get to some of these pieces of advice. This is what was in the register today, so I'll label it where I get it, source it. Listen more and talk less. Oh, Frank, hold on. Pay attention to this first one, please.
Okay.
Listen more and talk less, especially the first year on the job. Experience is the greatest teacher, and you don't have much of it. Defer to those who do, even if it means waiting a while to take over the world. Ooh, I like that. Take your physical health and diet seriously before it becomes a life-threatening issue. Here's one for you, Frank. Take your mental health seriously before it becomes a life-threatening issue. Waste less time chasing romantic partners who obviously aren't interested in you.
Amen.
And spend more time with the ones who are. What's that Macism? I've got a Macism on my wall in my office. Don't ever make somebody a priority in your life when they're only a non-priority to yours or something like that. All right. Never fill out a credit card application. That's true. Read something. Back to that credit card application. I got rid of credit cards years ago. Now, I admit, CJ's got one, and when we have to get a rental car or we have to do something like that, we've got one. But I don't remember the last time I charged something, and I do not carry a debit card. If I don't have the check to pay for it or the cash in my hand, I don't do it. And understand, that's not about how much money you have. It's about how much money you spend. See, wealthy people don't spend as much as poor people. Now, I'm not saying poor as in poverty, but there are people that I know who spend their money so disproportionately. They've got a brand new car they've got leased. They go on vacations that are just phenomenal, gambling, going around the world, etc. And they complain because they can't live in the kind of house they want to live in, or they don't have any savings or something like that. It's not what you make, it's what you spend. My dad, one of the businesses we had growing up was a car dealership. And my dad taught me at a very early age, you don't make money on a car when you sell it. You make money on a used car when you buy it. So you've got a 68 Mustang. Oh, I'm thinking back then. Well, that's okay. You got a 68 Mustang. And that car, you can put on the lot for $4,000 and probably get 38, maybe 35 for it. If you buy the car for $3,000, you're never going to make more than 20% on that car. But if you can buy the car for $2,000, you might be able to double your money. So people who have money to spend are not necessarily rich. They're cheap, like me, frugal. All right, except, here's another good one. Read something non-required every day. Embrace empathy. Frank, do you know what empathy is?
Pity.
No, it's not. Seriously, you think empathy is pity?
You feel someone's pain.
Yeah, here's what it is. Here's how I learned empathy. So I get out of my chair right here, and I'm not going to do it, but I walk over and I stand behind your head, and I look through your eyes, and I see what you see the way you see it.
Yeah.
That's empathy.
Yeah. Well, you're having pity on me.
These hillbillies. Why is it so hard to get a hillbilly to understand?
I empathize with you, brother.
Okay. Accept people as they are, not as you would wish them to be. Your friends, family, and loved ones aren't urban revitalization projects in need of your extreme personality makeover. Enjoy them, quirks and all. I have to read this one again because this is really good. Accept people as they are, not as you would wish them to be. Your friends, your family, your loved ones, your spouses, your boyfriend and girlfriends, they aren't urban revitalization projects. In other words, they're not something for you to go up and say, I can fix this. There are so many marriages that start with, I know I can fix him. I know I can fix her. I know I can. And then they end up in divorce because guess what? They didn't want to get fixed, or they didn't want to improve, or they wanted to stay the same. Maybe they were horrible. They wanted to stay horrible. Horrible people like to be horrible. You think they choose to be horrible on purpose? No, they're just horrible. They're not revitalization projects in need of your extreme personality makeover. Enjoy them, quirks and all. If you guys have any advice, chime right in here. I was going to ask you, Frank, if you could go back to college and get a degree in something you're passionate about, what would it be?
If I had my ability to go back in time, I would go back when I could have had an opportunity to join the Air Force, and I would have went into the military and learned how to fly fighter aircraft, and then I would be getting a military pension. Then I would be flying commercial jets for a living out of the Des Moines airport.
And so why don't you?
Because my eyesight isn't any good anymore, and I'm too old.
Was it good then?
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you then?
I had 20/10 vision at the time.
20 who?
20/10. I had good vision.
I thought good vision was 20/20.
20/10's better.
Oh, so why didn't you back then?
I was too busy following one of them others. I was following something around that, following the women around was something that I won't say.
I see. Okay. So you were a womanizer.
I was a woman chaser.
Okay.
I was a love chaser.
All right.
That's how my daughter got born.
Chasing love?
Yes.
So you it was just a lust thing? It wasn't a love thing? You didn't really love your daughter's mother?
I loved the woman, and that's how a certain person got born in this world.
No, Frank. That's lust, not love. That's lust. So you had lust in your start for your wife. You didn't love her.
Let's say lust was probably involved, but I was more overwhelmed by love and the emotion at the time, and that's how she got in the picture.
Spend less time trying to be the person you think people expect you to be and more time discovering the person you are. You know who you are, don't you? You are who God created you to be.
Hey, Mac, I got one.
Okay.
Be careful in your decisions. Every decision you make from here on out will decide who you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Whew. That's deep there, Mr. College graduate. Did you just make that up, or did you read that?
Actually, I've been thinking about it because my sister graduated school today. Actually, was her last day. So I was thinking of words of advice to give to her, because on my graduation we had a video, and we had everyone that attended my party give a quote saying what they would recommend to you for advice. And I was thinking of what I would decide.
Okay, so you decided that this radio station was going to be your first real job.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So would you say so far you're making good decisions?
Yes, this was a great decision.
Okay. I was really scared if you would have said it wasn't. All right, one more and then we got to go. Discuss ideas big and small, but remember you don't owe anyone an argument. Ooh, discuss ideas big and small, but remember you don't owe anyone an argument. See, the goal isn't to have all the answers. The goal is to ask better questions. The young lady by the name of Olivia from Urbandale High School, who stood up for what she believes in, she'll be in 4:06 this afternoon. So make sure you keep listening. Remember, tonight, this weekend, would you do me a favor and forgive somebody that needs to be forgiven? Because as you forgive, that's how God will forgive you. Remember that.